Hey everyone, so got some super exciting news. I think it's super exciting. Family thinks it's super exciting. Is the camper portion of our build is basically done. We got cabinets, we got a bunch of stuff in there. We got water, we got a little gray tank, diesel heater, AC, power. We got everything, so we're basically done. The only thing we're waiting on in the back is 5 cabinet doors. Other than that, that's it. We're done. So, but that's not gonna hold us up. We're gonna start going out there and exploring. So I'm going to do a quick little walkthrough and show you some of the stuff. And at the end of the video, I'm going to attach a bunch of photos, still photos of when we got the truck and the build process and everything else. So you don't have to go back and see a bunch of videos if you don't want to. And I also have some swag to give away if you want it. So we have some hats, some cool hats. And if you share our channel, get people subscribe, send me a screenshot in our email, nevadaadventureco@gmail.com. And that proof, I will send you a hat. Limited supply. I don't have that many. So when they're out, they're out. And we'll send you some other cool stuff. So come along. I'm going to show you the inside of this camper. And we'll check it out. Tell me what you think. But first thing before we step in, you do notice that we have a 50-inch light bar across the top. I want to keep it cleaner and simpler looking, not huge racks and different stuff on the top. We do have some aux beam amber lights down there. Those things work great. We do have a WeBoost and a Starlink Mini. The WeBoost isn't working that well. I'm not sure it's worth it. We might be removing that, just go to the Starlink, but if we don't want to use the subscription and pause it, the WeBoost is free, and so that's why it's nice to have. A couple of minor things. As you know, it's super clean now. It's almost all been repainted. We have an A-pillar to fix that has some little bit damage. Run the Goodyear, good tires. I'll talk about a thing that's that if you buy one of these trucks and you want to drive it like a normal truck, the biggest upgrade you can do to this thing, don't do the highway gears, do the eco hubs, which changes the planetary gear set in your hub at your wheel from a 2-to-1 to 1-to-1. It is a game changer. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's a game changer. It's the biggest thing ever to improve the truck. And what I'm talking about, that is in here. So normally there's a planetary gear set, eco hubs. They actually pull that out and put it 1-to-1 just like a normal vehicle. So what's that doing? It's cutting your RPM in half. So these trucks are meant to do 58 miles an hour from the military stock, and that's it. They're pegged. Now, we could do 70. We personally don't like to go over about 62. 65 is about our limit, and that's mainly just because it's a 20,000 pound, 12-foot tall, big, heavy truck, and it's just for safety. And it's all about the miles per mile, not the miles per hour. So that's the whole point of these trucks, going to have fun. But that right there, you buy one of these, biggest game changer you could do, get that done. Remember, share away. So I'll take you inside here, and you can check everything out. So we did have to make a railing for our ladder. We're missing it. A couple things that we're not going to do these videos anymore. The build videos, some people enjoy it. That's not all just build videos. Is we have to do some insulation on the doors. We still have to paint a little bit here and there. But we're going to just mainly concentrate on showing the getting out and doing stuff experience with the truck now, since we're basically done. So here we go. So we'll start off on this end. If you originally watched the first videos, we had different ideas what we're going to do. But we'll start up here in the very front and we'll work our way out. So, as you've seen in some of the videos, we put an exit window in the front here. There's a panel behind this on the front of the cab that's hinged, and you can see straight over the cab when that's open. So, one, it's a good kind of like bay view window for if you're parked next to the ocean or lake, you could see out. Big thing for me was the safety, because these small windows would be very hard to get out of, and it's like a 12-foot fall. So if you could not get out the back door due to emergency, you have to have a good way to get out. So I installed a 20-inch by 30-inch RV window in the factory hole that's right here. So that's a big thing there, so you can get in and out. Behind this panel right here, this is actually our laundry hamper. So that's where we keep our dirty clothes for right now. That's that big box in the front. And so that's where we keep everything right there. AC, we're going to probably upgrade that to a little bit bigger size. And as many people we've known, we talk about it does get really hot in here during the hottest part of the summer when it's above 95 degrees, even with insulation. We have another trailer. We're not going to be camping if it's above 95 degrees. So I'm not really worried about that. You know, we'll go high elevation stuff, but not worried about it. So next up, we have a projection. So for TV, so it projects on this wall here. We do have to add a drop-down screen, so that'll be really nice. Let's see here. Dinette, the table. But before I get going, I do want to say some thank you to some people. GD RV and Upgrades in Minden, Nevada. If you ever need any solar stuff, they can even send you stuff. They're a Victron dealer, and they could send you everything they need, plus they can install it. And when they can install it, I mean, they did a great job. There is a fan up here, so this whole cabinet is vented. And the Victron stuff, as you can see, it's running right now, and the sun's setting, so it did drop 1 little %, but not a big deal, because I've been running. So JDRV Upgrades, great job on doing that. I know it was cool, you know, we both did some work, but you guys did the major part, so appreciate you. And obviously Eco Hubs, they're awesome. Midwest Military, I have like 100 of your coolies because I bought so much stuff from you guys. So they're a good supplier for the truck parts. There are other suppliers out there as well, so that's your choice. I pick and choose what I buy from who. I don't buy everything from one person due to quality, price, etc. So that's just normal stuff. Trashroo, spare tire trash bag in the back. You got to have one if you have off-road, so appreciate you. Good friend of mine. We still buy his product. Good stuff. And then all the cabinets, I do want to say thank you to my buddy, by his nickname Skip. Turned out great. The table, everything. Like I mentioned, we just got a couple cabinet doors to finish up, and then we're done. So it was exactly what we wanted, and I appreciate him actually going through and doing the custom project and just getting this done, so it looks great. So we'll go back to the table. So this is our centerpiece of our build. I know we've talked about it, but it's a resin inlay with bought arrowheads. And all these cards around the table are kind of historical parts of around the state. So it's really cool. Resin, got our state seal there. Got some turquoise where the lakes are. If you're ever in Gardnerville and you want a great place for authentic Basque food, JT. So you gotta go to the JT. It's not a steakhouse, and it's a Basque food. So don't think if you get a salad with lots of cucumbers and tomatoes, it's authentic style, simple, good family style place. So make sure you go there. And this table, obviously this is our main bed. You take the poles out, you drop it down, put the cushions across. We do have another air mattress that we put over, and that's our main bed. So if we're traveling a lot, like staying stuff, getting in late, we're going to leave the table down. But it does have the storage inside as well. And so, you know, we'll put lightweight stuff in there for storage. We do have storage behind these on each dinette. We still have to put a little attachment so these don't move around. And we also have, there's quite a bit of storage underneath these guys. There's a bunch of storage under there. And that will be for your big items you're not pulling out every day. Unless it's, you know, clothes, different stuff like that. Let's see here. We have, so originally I had a 6-foot counter. Middle of the night, I was like, oh man, that's not going to work. Because as you can see, you wouldn't be able to get in this side of the dinette. So my buddy Skip, I said, hey man, we need to cut this down and add like a 12-inch shelf here. And he made it work. Worked great. The cutoff piece we used for the top of this, so it's perfect. And then you got some storage in there, cubbies for different stuff, shoes, socks, different stuff like that, food, whatever you want. And on this side is our water tank. So there's our water tank. There's our pump system. I didn't leave enough room for some filtration that I can add in there. And if you notice, I'm actually filling it from the inside right now. Here's our vent with a little bug screen on top. And the reason I'm filling it from the inside is I don't know where I want to cut the hole yet. I have a hard time cutting the hole in the side of the rig just to fill water. And I know it's kind of an inconvenience in here, but the nice thing is, if you do like need water and you're in town, you can go in one of those water dispensing units, get a jug of water, and pour it into the funnel. and no hose needed. Just make sure you don't spill a lot. And so it's one of those things that's like, it's kind of simpler. It's less stuff to go wrong, and we like it. So that's what we're going to do right now. Like I mentioned before, this table does slide out. Yes, I do secure this when I'm driving, just FYI. But the cool thing is you could take this outside if you want. You could actually slide all the way over here if you want, and eat like a dining room table with both of you here. So it's a pretty cool idea. And that was another thing. How do you mount those in the 2-inch foam core floor? Because if you just drill bolt through, it's just going through aluminum. This could be really weak. So that was a good solution we came up with, is to add these supports, and then it basically just sits in there. So very cool. Jackknife sofa, as I mentioned before, this actually does lift up, and it does fold into a bed. So you got sleeping here. You do have another sleeping here. If you're above 5'10", it's gonna probably be a little tight, but that's not our intentions of this rig, to have a bunch of people sleeping in here. So like I said, I don't have the cabinet doors under here yet, so don't worry about the mess. That's almost 600, like 550 amp hours of lithium batteries. Right there, there's a switch here. I want to keep everything as close as I can for the least amount of draw through the cables. And everything is routed up under here into the cabinet. So very nice. We're going to build some cabinet doors, but we want to still see this, so we're going to play with that idea a little bit. This will have a cabinet door. And yeah, so next, the fridge. So we have storage under here. We are going to have a porta potty composting style toilet somewhere in here. We're not sure yet. Or might keep it in a box outside so it doesn't stink up in here. But our intentions are not to be out past a week in this. So we're going to have an outside shower. And if anything ever changes, the very cool thing is all these pieces are modular. So it's literally bolted to the wall and a couple screws. So I could pull this out, and I could actually make a porta potty shower in this area. And we could change the table idea and put a smaller horizontal fridge underneath there. So I just really thought about that, of what would I do if I ever don't like it and want to change it. So that's next. Cabinet doors will be in there. Here's some of our cool hats that we could send you. Send me an email, screenshot of you sharing our pages, our videos, and I'll send you some swag. Let's see, next up, spice rack. We do have some storage for some fruit and different stuff like that in here. I did install a GFI plug, and then right here, this is actually all your charging for your phones and everything else. High amp or fast chargers, so that's very nice right there. I better turn that off. And GFI plug, the reason I put a GFI plug, because the sink is here. So I don't, even though it's not a house, you still want to follow some codes. So that is right there for the GFI, since it's close to the sink. We do have another plug on that end, but it's far enough away from the sink. No GFI needed. Could I tie it into that one? Yes, but I have to run wiring all the way around. There's no reason to do that. So next up, butcher block top. Our water pump. All the wiring flows underneath this cabinet here and into these pantry areas. So as you can see, they're insulated. We routed everything through nice and clean and simple. So this will help insulate these areas since the walls do get hot. I might put some wood over them, I may not. We're actually going to get some of the slides and some cabinetry in here as well. Some racking that slides out. So we have more storage options. There's that one under there. This one. So that's all good. And this right here, so this is actually our temporary gray tank. So it's on a slide. So you can pull it out. And it's actually tied into the bottom of the sink. And when it starts to get full, all you do is you undo this. And you empty out. So as you can see, this is large. I could put a bigger one in here, but I want to keep something smaller so it's lightweight when we pull it in and out. But we don't know if we want to put a gray tank underneath the truck yet. It adds a lot of complexity, and we like just the stock military look of the truck. So that's one reason we did this. So, and then, so once you empty it, you just put this back up and you're good. So next, the sink. So this is actually the switch for the water pump right there. Reason I put it in there, you just gotta remember to turn it off, is not to put a bunch of holes in the cabinets. So the piece we cut out for the sink was now turned into the cover. And here is our sink. So this sink's really cool. It actually folds up, folds over, and turn it, and there we go. We got water. We're not level, so don't mind it not fully going in there. Very cool, simple, clean looking sink. So, very neat. Put this cover back on. The reason we went with this sink is just nice and flush. We thought about notching this into here so it's fully flush, but there's no reason to do that. One thing about the sink we bought off Amazon, it is metric threads, so I had to do some creativity when I'm getting my water fittings underneath, but I got figured out. We did a backsplash. This backsplash has some metal accents, and we did wainscoting on the walls to help insulate it. So you can see it, looks nice. Next, the fridge. So thank you to Rec Pro too. Rec Pro's online for RV parts. So we bought this fridge for them. We also did buy the Dinette cushions and the jackknife cushions. Originally we had some used ones and we were having them redone, but everything matches, it looks good, that's why we did that. So the fridge, same way. I got these switches off Amazon. This is a switch for the fridge. You just flip that up. This is a 12-volt fridge, no propane and no 120. If you are running 120 to run the fridge, you have to get a step down to 12 volt. I'm not doing this. Is directly into a fuse panel in the runs directly to the battery. The reason I did that is whenever you run a inverter, it does draw battery power. So when we're driving down the road, we want to keep the fridge going because we have 800 watts of solar, 3,000 watt inverter, almost 550 amps of lithium. We don't need the inverter on. We just run this off the batteries, and I've been running for 3 days. Every day I look at it, it's at 99 to 100% of battery, whether it's in the morning or in afternoon. So super efficient and good size freezer, good size fridge. It's a 4.4 cubic foot. So you got some stuff in the doors. And one thing I don't like, it's got glass shelves. I'm sure they're okay, but we're going to put some drawer liners on top so it pads it so nothing's bouncing around. Worst case scenario, if I ever replace them one day, I could just have something cut out, have them powder coated, and with ventilation holes and everything, it'd be fine. So I'm not really worried about that. The doors, I did have to reverse them. They came the opposite way when I got it. And then it has this nice little lock here. You're going down the road. Keeps your doors closed. So I had to do some creativity to get this in this cabinet. There's not a lot of attach points, but I figured it out. Let's see. Headliner. Nice little headliner. Helps with the heat, the lights. So the lights are another thing we did not actually plug into this system. It's a separate system underneath with separate fuses that goes directly to the batteries. So the lights are on their own, so you don't have to turn that on, turn the lights on. These for charging electrical devices, there's one there. And there's another one right here next to the bed area, so you could have your stuff up here. Those are on the battery themselves as well. There's a plug there, like I mentioned. I might eventually add a plug here, so it's over in this area. But we'll see if we need it or not. There's enough area there that you could get something close enough to be plugged in, so that's why I wasn't worried. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Look good? It's taken a year for us to do this build. It took 5 months longer than I was expecting and wanted to. But it is what it is. So the next videos, we're really going to start getting out there and going explore Nevada. We're actually going out in a couple weeks, so if you see us, make sure you wave, say hello, and we'll see you on the road. So thanks, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, share our YouTube, like our videos, Instagram, Facebook, and also TikTok under Nevada Adventure Family. So appreciate you guys, everyone. Appreciate everyone that helped us with this. And we're just super excited to get out there and start traveling. Catch you later.